We are on page 33 and we're going to work with some conversions here. I do want to call your attention to the instructions on this one. It says, note that the required conversion factors for length and distance can be found in the appendix. This is of your core textbook. For the following 10 questions, round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So they give us an indication of how they want us to round. So I need to get a calculator. I should have already done that. It is very dark and rainy here, and I'm going to need a lamp to be able to use my solar calculator. So let's take a look at this first one, and I'm not going to look at the appendix. I'm just going to use the conversion factors that I am aware of and the ones that I have always used. The rounding may be a little bit off, but I think it'll be close enough that we can get our answers. These are multiple choice, so let's see what we can do. Number 166. Convert 38 millimeters to inches. So the conversion that I'm going to use, and I'm having that issue with my pen again, is that 1 inch. I know that 1 inch is approximately 2.54 centimeters, so that would be 25.4 millimeters. So that's the conversion. You can get that in the appendix if you need it. And then we want to convert 38 millimeters. So that goes down here on the millimeters row. And I will be multiplying 1 times 38. That's 38. And then 38 divided by 25.4 is going to be something other than even. We know that we have to round, and that's okay. So we're looking at about 1.49 rounds up to 50. So I'm thinking 1.5, and that would be inches. All right, now they want me to convert 19 centimeters to inches. So let's get the conversion of 1 inch is about 2.54 centimeters. And we want to convert 19 centimeters. So the product of the two that we know is 19. And then we divide by the piece that we haven't multiplied. And we are going to have to round. So I have 19 divided by 2.54, and that is approximately 7.48. That would be A, and that again is inches. Convert 17.5 centimeters to inches. So the conversion is the same one we just used. I'm familiar with this one. If you have a background in medical things, you use that one a lot. So for if you were in the nursing program, that would be one that you would definitely want to know. And this is centimeters. So we're going to multiply the two that we can and divide by the number that was not in what I call the peanut in the product. Excuse me. This is 6.89, and this would be inches. And then number 169. Convert 6 inches to centimeters. So the conversion factor is the same. 1 inch is approximately 2.54 centimeters. And this time we're converting inches. So the product will be this direction. 2.54 times 6 is 15.24. Divide that by 1, and we get 15.24 centimeters, or D. Convert 5.5 inches to centimeters. So an inch is 2.54 centimeters, and we want to convert 5.5 inches. If you don't need to go through all of this, if you know to multiply, that is fine. But this will work every time. If you set up a proportion and follow that process, you will get the answer. If you set the proportion up correctly, the process will never change. I like proportions. You can do a lot of math with proportions. This time I'm converting inches to millimeters. So we have 25.4 millimeters. And we want to convert 3.937 inches. So the product will be this way. 25.4 times 3.937. You do not want to round until you finish the math, or you will get an answer that is not as accurate. Divided by 1. You always have to divide at the last step of this. And if you round that to the nearest hundredth, you're going to get a rollover until you get 100. So it is approximately 100 millimeters. Convert 30 yards to meters. So I know that a yard, actually let me do a meter. I don't know that one. I know a meter is about 1.09 yards. And we want to convert 30 yards. So the product will be this way. And then we will divide by the other number. 30 divided by 1.09 is about 27.52. And I'm guessing my conversion and their conversion was not quite the same, but that's the closest answer. So I'm going to go with A on that one. I will check these when we get finished. I'll check them off camera, but I will make sure of that one. But it has to be, that's as close as, of the choices, as close to that as we could get. All right, 100 kilometers into miles. I know that 1 kilometer is equal to 0.62 miles approximately. And we want to convert 100 kilometers. So the product is going to be right here. 100 times 62 hundredths is going to be 62. And divide that by 1, you will get 62. So I like answer B on that one. Again, the conversion in the appendix is off from mine a little bit, but it's close enough that we can choose the right answer. A kilometer is about 62 hundredths of a mile. And we want to convert 5.3575 miles into kilometers. So the product is this way. And we're going to divide that by 62 hundredths. This will definitely be an approximation. but I would not round until the end. You'll get a better, more accurate answer. So about 8.64 kilometers. And the closest I can get on that one is C. It's just a shade off of mine. Convert 29 feet, 2.5 inches to meters. Well, fortunately, I do know the conversion for a meter to inches. You could do it to feet, but I'm going to go with inches because that's the one I know. And we want to convert this thing. So the 2.5 is already in terms of inches, but that 29 feet is not. So I need to do a little bit of figuring here. This is 29 feet. And this is 2.5 inches. And I want to get everything in terms of inches. So I'm going to take that 29. I know there are 12 inches in every foot. So 29 times 12 is 348 inches. Plus the 2.5 inches is going to give me 350.5 inches. And that's the number that I want to bring back up here into my proportion. And when I do the product, 39, 37, that is 13799.185 divided by 1. And what have I done? Oh, do you see what I've done wrong? This is what I always do wrong. My brain is telling me that's way too big. That is not what I'm looking for. And indeed it isn't, because, let me back it up. Do you see my problem? I have 350.5 in the meters row, and it's inches. That needs to be down here. Sorry about that. That was not intentional. It is a very common mistake for me. So we want to bring the inches to the bottom because that's where the other inches are. And that will change everything. So the 350.5 is inches. One thing that would have helped me is if I had written out the word down here. But I still just got it in the wrong row. So I apologize. 350.5 times 1 is 350.5. And when I divide that by 39.37, I will get an approximation that will look a lot better. Always ask yourself if it makes sense. This makes a lot more sense. And I like answer C for that one. Again, I apologize. And this is page 33.